Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the Midlands to London on Transport Fever 2. In today's episode we're going to be trying to recreate Birmingham New Street station. We're going to head up to the West Midlands because we've done a lot around London and we've done most of the main stations now. I know we've still got plenty to do, don't worry, I'm not going to be missing out like Marylebone and Liverpool Street. I am going to be covering those shortly, but I would like to kind of head up to the Midlands, up to the other end of the map and sort that out. In the last episode we did the stretch from Watford Junction up towards Bletchley, which is up here, so I haven't done much off camera. I've just downloaded the Flying Junction mod just to put this box in place ready for Bletchley flyover, and I've actually put Bletchley town in. I think this is more accurate for Bletchley, for the new Bletchley flyover, so it's gonna look like how it will when it's completed basically. So what, 2021 now, obviously we're 1998 in the game, so it is a bit ahead of time, but again it's just one of those infrastructure elements that's just easier to put in ahead of time. And there is a flyover here, albeit in 1998 it will actually be disused up until this is the new flyover's finished basically. And yeah, like I said, I think the new flyover over the West Coast Main Line is going to be actually this type of bridge arrangement, so this is a lot more accurate for the new bridge, so that's why I've done it like that. And obviously I've got to put in like the station and the track and all sorts, but for now we've got services operating on this. Let's have a look. What are you? Train number 6, you're the Silverlink services. You're actually carrying passengers. Obviously you stop at Watford Junction, I think just Watford Junction, doesn't stop at Harrow. And obviously we've got the fast Virgin service with these class things, those ones. Class 86, that's the one. Good, so yeah, we've got a lot to do looking at this, and if we head up you can see how big this map is. It is quite a long way up towards Birmingham. Now Birmingham has disappeared. I have already played around with Birmingham New Street, having a few iterations of stations that I can try and recreate New Street as close as possible. It's not going to be super accurate because there are no assets for New Street, but I will give it a good go. So first of all we need just any station segment, just plop that down. I'm trying to orientate this as best as I could. Obviously remember this isn't a true north-south map, it is more of on a like northwest orientation just to get that run from Birmingham to London. So yeah, bear that in mind when I'm placing this station. It's not going to be, because Birmingham New Street actually is more, I always think kind of in my head that it's like north south, but it's not, it's more east west, isn't it, sort of. So yeah, just bear that in mind. I am obviously it's not going to be a true orientation for it, but again the map is off as well, so just bear that in mind when we're building this. Just trying to make it as accurate as possible whilst at the same time trying to get everything to fit correctly within the scale of the map. So we're going to be using, in this instance, we're going to be using the NL station segments. Now, how many segments is a 240 metre long station? This is something I always forget, so let's close that down. We will build 240 metre long, so yeah, I think I will have it 240 metres long just because space is going to be at a premium around Birmingham. We've got a lot going on you've got Moore Street and things like that, so we do need to bear that in mind. So I think Birmingham's got 12 platforms. I think I'm going to do 10, or should I do 8? Not sure, because again, space at a premium and we do have to fit a lot in a small space. So I think we'll just chuck in 8 platforms and we'll see. I know obviously it's got 12, but yeah, like I always say, we're playing within the scale of the map whilst trying to be as faithful as possible. And looking at the size of this, and I know this adds to the footprint of the station, but I always add a platform face for each track just for capacity, because yeah, whilst we're not making money, we are serving passengers, so we want that capacity on there. And I think it actually looks better as well, looks more realistic having those 2 platform faces for each, the platform face for each track basically. Trying to get my words out correctly there. So yeah, that's 6 and another one, and I think we will call it that actually, because we do have a lot to cram in. So yeah, I was just hoping then it was going to let me put in the extra bit of track, which it is doing, because we've had that problem where if you try and build it in one direction it doesn't actually let you build any further, and luckily we have. So we've got that in place. Now this is where things get a little bit creative in terms of the actual building itself. So first of all, like I said, I've experimented with this, so I've sort of got an idea of how this is going to play out and work. I'm going to chuck some invisible platforms down there, and then we're going to get rid of this road. Hopefully that is set at the correct height. It's not the end of the world if it is, and we can just play around. But what we want to do is configure this again. And what we want is, where's my drawing? So I think we'll have them not that way, facing the other way. Are they? Yeah. I think we'll have these stairs here, right at the far end. Now I know in real life there is a bit more platform for these steps, so these are like not exposed, but they are away from or outside of the main building itself. And then we want some more facing this way, about here. So I always go for 2 because I just like things to look even, and I think there are anyway 2 sets, are there? 2 sets of escalators anyway. I know the steps aren't accurate in this case, but we are kind of working within the limitations of the assets that we have. And then what we want is a entrance like so. And then what we're going to do is actually what we'll do before we do anything else is go to MISC, and we will put some benches in, because there are benches, yeah, there definitely are benches at platform level at New Street, so we'll put some in right along there, and some here as well. Oh no, not on the fake platform that we've put in, just along here. All will become clear. It looks a bit weird at the minute, but it will sort of make sense, I hope, when I finally do this, which is go to King's Cross. And then what we're going to do, actually somebody did suggest this, I haven't written down his name, so I do apologise, but somebody did mention trying to use using the Euston roof sections for this. Now obviously it's not super accurate, but I think does it want to be a bit more covered? Let me just refer to Google Maps. Yeah, so I think we want more of a building. No, not that one. That's not right at all. So yeah, no, we'll have an enormous building roof here. I know from the outside, looking outside the station, it's not, it's definitely not accurate in the least. It's a bit prior to the revamp of Birmingham New Street, I guess it might look a bit like that. But what I'm trying to replicate here is the gloom, the Birmingham New Street gloom. Despite the grand central shopping above and the whole new roof and the £600 million, when you go down to platform level, it's still dark and dank, which is pretty much like this. Now, the only thing I'm worrying about is obviously people are going to be glitching out here, so they're going to be glitching through the walls, which is not ideal, but I think it's the best we can do. I just hope that the heads aren't going to be glitching through the ceiling. I think that might just be high enough for a person to walk without his head glitching through the ceiling, but we'll just have to wait and see. Because primarily what I'm thinking about is cab rides and things like that, so I do want to try and replicate New Street as closely as possible with the assets that we have, basically. So that's done. Next we want a road along here, so we're going to use the terrain tools. I've subscribed to the new, well, they're not new, but the improved terrain tools, because I'm always moaning about not having a very big brush. And now as we got no cost mod on, well, it's not no cost, it's sandbox mod on, we don't have to worry about the cost of terraforming, so this gives you twice the size. So your normal brush size would be something like that, and when you're trying to do massive areas it takes forever, so you get twice the size of the brush size, which is much better. Right, so next we want to put a road in along both sides. We want to try and get it as close as possible, like so, and then another one across there, and then we want the same. Where's our steps? There should be like a little bit of terrain. Should be around here somewhere, shouldn't it? Now the benefit of those fake platforms is you can actually build right on top of them, which is much better. That's not giving us a tendril, is it? Yeah, it is. It's just a really weird looking tendril. Yeah, there's going to be some odd glitchiness going on with passengers walking all over the place. But I think to get the effect that I'm looking for, I'm going to accept it. So yeah, the road's pretty close up there. That's not too bad. It doesn't actually look that bad, does it? I don't think. Probably a little bit bigger, maybe. Let's just double check. Yeah, I think that end maybe. I think this. Oh no, configure. Don't delete the station. That's just that would take a long time to do again. So I think I'll do that. So just double check again. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll make this station a little bit longer than a 240 metre long station, just to try and get it to look balanced and to look a little bit accurate. Obviously we haven't got curved platforms, so that doesn't help for the station throat, but Yeah, I think these steps here, which are like on the outside of the station, do actually go almost into underneath the station, so that's accurate-ish, he says. And then actually what I've forgotten is so we're using didn't say this, did I? We're using the extended NL overpasses, which is I think a separate mod, and then we want wide another entrance here, something like that. That will do. And obviously we need to get this. Oh no, pressing the wrong button there. Get this road up alongside. Definitely doesn't want to be on a curve. Just wants to be a straight road with a tendril. That's all we want. And another one. We're not getting any tendrils this side, are we? Well, we're getting weird tendrils if we are. Good. Well, yeah, it's not quite acceptable, but I think it's the best of a bad situation. Just New Street is just a mess, isn't it? It's like a subterranean station with a massive concourse above it. Well, a massive shopping centre above it. Right, so we've done that. Next we want to do a little bit with the assets. So we want to use retaining walls, collision off. Again, I have played around with this. So basically what I'm doing, height is 9. I'm using that one there. Or do I want to use the white block? No, I don't like the look of that. Or that one. That might look a little bit better actually. Try and replicate like the cladding that they've put up on the station now. Yeah, let's use that. So we've got height is 9 meters. The length, it doesn't really matter about the length actually yet. And then what I've done is a Y offset. So this is offset on the track. So we're snapping to the track a Y offset of 5 meters. And then just snap some of this in here. Another piece there like that. So it is pretty. They have tried to lighten things up with white cladding, haven't they, inside? But it's still very gloomy. And luckily this just fits underneath the steps. I am really worried about the people glitching through the ceiling though with the head. That would look a little bit rubbish, wouldn't it? So we'll put that in there. That is, I think we need one more 5 meter bit. You're going to let me snap there? Maybe a 10 meter section. Just goes just beyond the roof. So yeah, another bit there, and then let's see what this end. Yeah, again, it's going to be ever so slightly just proud of the station, but not to worry. And I think I wanted to use this because I think for the actual outside, I guess I should say the outside bit of the station is more brick wall, isn't it? I think. Is that? Yep. And then we'll do the same on this side. Is that? No, I can't do that. Damn. Right, so we'll use a little bit more of this cladding style stuff. 10 meters. 10. Is that 10? That's definitely 10 meters. So one more and then a 5 just to finish that off. I know it's glitching through the terrain anyway, so yeah, that's fine. And then we'll do that again on this side just so it's all even. 5 meter section, and then we'll go to the brick wall. 40. I'm not using the terrain modification above ground just because it's such a mess faff trying to get it all to line up accurately. I just can't do it. Well, it's not so much that, it is if I just put it on briefly, so the upper terrain, it's the terrain either side of the wall where it kind of wraps around. It just, to me, it just doesn't look right. It's really, although if I'm going to put another bit in anyway, might be livable. Yeah, we'll try that, shall we? So what did I do? 40 meters. Just want to glitch it in there, and then 20 meter section like so. That's not too bad. It's just the problem comes at these ends here where you get like the terrain glitching round, which I can't seem to figure out how to solve. And we've got some terrain glitching through there as well, haven't we? Why has that done that? Do we have fake platforms? Pretty sure we do. Can't live with that. What I need to do that's because, I'll tell you why it is, because of the road, because I've got road alongside there, it produces more of a steep wall type thing. Right, okay, what we need to do is some track now, I think. So we need all 8 tracks coming together into one. So we'll come off here high speed with catenary, keep it on the down low, and then we want, do we want a tunnel there? Yeah, that might work. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work at all. So keep it on the flat. Might have to raise the terrain a little bit, I think. And then maybe today, just trying to look at the map where, so this is like the northern approach, I guess you'd call it, the eastern approach, depending on which way you look at it. So it goes, yeah, so they don't really come together, do they? So get rid of these. So it wants to be about there. It needs to go downhill a little bit, I think. And then we'll have a section like so. and then a pair of tracks that go off almost immediately into a tunnel-ish. Maybe a bit faster. And then we want to bring all of these. Ooh, this is going to be... It's going to be tricky. I think what I'll do is I'll bring all of that together. Yeah, that's as the approach is going to be quite steep. Steep? What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be quite a tight curve. So we'll have a switch in there. Construction not possible. And then another one there, and then another piece of track. And we don't think we need another switch, do we? No, because that'll provide all the switching we need, because we do need turn-back facilities, because New Street's a bit of an odd one, isn't it, where it's almost like a terminus, and it's almost like a through station. Doesn't know what it wants to be. But we'll chuck that in there like so, and then we'll do the same again. So we'll do switch over here. I mean, this actually isn't as, this kind of station throat isn't as complicated as I imagine. I'm not sure if any trains from this track, so this will be off towards Wolverhampton, and this is going to, where's this going? Towards Redditch and Bromsgrove. Have I got Bromsgrove? No, I've got Worcester, I haven't got Bromsgrove. So yeah, this goes off towards Worcester and Redditch, and then this goes off to Wolverhampton up here. I think it does curve a little bit up towards Wolverhampton, so yeah, it's not massively inaccurate, I don't think. Right, the next bit we need to replicate is going to be the trickiest bit, I think, is Navigation Road, like that. Straight across. Maybe not straight across, maybe if I go up a little bit. So I think it does almost clip the end of the platforms, doesn't it? So I think if I got a pillarless bridge, that would be very handy. Cement bridge, no pillars. Good. Cement bridge. Iron bridge. That's not accurate though, is it? Is pretty sure it's more of a cement bridge. And then we need to put a crossroad. That's going to be entertaining. Oh no, that was pretty painless actually. I was expecting that to be a lot more difficult than it was. Nope, that's definitely snap into that. Can I snap it to the road? Hey, it's not terrible. I think I'm going to take it anyway. I think what I want to do though is just before I'm doing anything, I'll smooth some of this track off here, and then maybe try and level this up a bit just to make these. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the road, the walls, you know. I'm not sure. I do want to get that connected up. The streets around Birmingham New Street aren't going to be super accurate, but I did want to get that bridge in there just because, yeah, I think it's a big feature of it, isn't it? And then we want the assets. Yeah, this is all going to be very tricky. I think what I'll do maybe is use these walls. The only problem is you don't get the terrain deformation, so you won't bring the terrain in, but I think it's just a little bit more forgiving using these walls here. Glitch them in and up as high as possible before they start glitching, and then what track line 1, and then just, yeah, line that up. The good thing about these walls, these are part of the girder bridges. They don't have that horrible glitchiness that goes on with the retaining walls, so they are a little bit more forgiving in that way. Yeah, we can definitely work with this, can't we? Where are you? Where's the wall? It is there. So where does it keep disappearing to? It just keeps flying off. Yeah, we can create a bit of a wall here again. So just glitch it through, bring it down. Need a nice view so I can just see where it's touching that wall, but I can see where it's just underneath of the road. Is that glitching through the road? No, it's not. Let's see what that looks like. It'll do. And then another bit. Where's this now? Is this up in the air? No, it's down below. Curve that in. So it might not look super great from above, but it will hopefully look okay for the train journeys, I think. No, we don't want that like that. We need it to come in a bit more towards the track. It's got to dip underneath this bit of road here. That's not too bad though. And then we can just hide some of this cliff texture. That just makes things look rubbish, basically, as that's what it does. Yeah, so you're not getting the terrain deformation up here, but I don't think that's the end of the world, is it? I think, and then if we do a little bit of paint with some of the ballast along here, let's just take a quick look at how this looks. Terrain, want to smooth that off a little bit, and that. And then I think if we just go back to the assets, kind of do a long 8 along here. So what I want to do is just try and line it up as good as I can get it along there, and then another little bit. Just play around with it until it's glitching. It's glitching inside that. Just try and line that up as good as I can. Yeah, they are quite forgiving, these walls, actually. They don't look as glitchy when you're zooming around and stuff. You can still... that wasn't lined up as precisely as maybe it should be, but I think Yeah, I think I'll take that actually. Let's take a look inside New Street. Other than the fear that the heads are going to be glitching through the ceiling here, I think I'm actually pretty pleased with that. So let's come down. I think this bit of ballast here, get rid of the grass that's growing in the middle of the tracks. Like so. And then if we come along, yeah, I think I'll take that, and that's not actually too bad, is it? Although that's pretty bad. I think what I need to do is actually lift this road up. So we'll just, what road am I using there? That one. Where's the snapping point for this bit of road? There. Bring the road up. Nope, maybe not then. That's going far too far up. We just want it on the level. Just put that in and replace this bit of wall. I'm pretty sure I double checked that before, didn't I? Or did I not? Obviously didn't. So let's try that again. Asset wall 4. Oh no, I think I was more concerned with the cliff texture, wasn't I, than where it was positioned. So just want to try and line that up. 3. Just trying to get that lined up, and then we just bring it right up. Now that's a bit too close. A bit too close to the track for my liking. That. Let's try that again. One more time. Yeah, you need to have a good view, so you need to be able to see, obviously, with the wall it's next to, and then you want to be able to see the road surface as well, just so it's not glitching through the road surface. And then if I could do an 8 long, try and line that up with the track, like so. Yeah, let's take a look again. Yeah, I think let's just, thought that was fouling then, but it's not, is it? That's all fine, that looks okay. Coming from this end, it's not 100 miles off, is it? Given the assets that we've got available to us, that's acceptable, I think. If you don't think it is, then let me know in the comments. If you've got any other ideas, actually, if you think I've made a complete mess of this and I could have done it better with some other assets. I have tried some of the assets that are available, so there are other UK platforms available, but I've played around with all of the different options for this, and this is, I think, probably the best we're going to get, especially from a platform level. Maybe not from an above ground level, but we're more interested in the cab rides anyway, aren't we? So yeah, obviously I've got a lot of work to do with things, retaining walls and whatnot. We'll get rid of these actually, so we'll just stick to the one set of retaining walls. But as far as New Street goes, it's not pretty at the minute, but I'll do a little bit of detailing around here, and I think it's perfectly passable, I think, in my opinion. If you don't, then do let me know in the comments and I'll try and improve it if I can. But yeah, there we are, New Street. I'm going to leave it there for today because I think we've done enough. Say until next time, bye bye.